as you know, a movie called Am I Racist came out 2 weeks ago, and you know some far leftists absolutely despise it, refuse to watch it, were commenting on my videos, and some people were mad at me for calling it skits. Look, skits are humorous writing. You're probably thinking of SNL. Let's be honest, the last thing Matt Walsh did in that movie is a skit. You could call it a segment, whatever. So I think semantics, we need to simmer down the language. However, like I said with that movie though, there's some people on Reddit and other things saying like, hey, look, I might be liberal, like in the more of a centrist, and I found it funny. Vindicating Trump though, this is for one audience and one audience only. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon reviewing Vindicating Trump. So what's about? Pretty simple premise. This is a doc about what the deep state, the DOJ, the media, the liberals, the DNC, and the RNC before Lara Trump was a co-chair has done to Trump from 2016 to today, of what they would do to lie about him, lie about his supporters, try to take him down in any single way possible. And what's to say, he literally is Teflon Man at this point. So, like I said, you know if you're going to watch this movie, or you know you're not. It is that freaking simple. This is made for one audience and one audience only. Because I know for a fact that if anyone that doesn't like Trump, they're not going to watch this movie, period, dot. And yes, is this a very superficial doc? Absolutely. And we're the last 20 minutes, 2000 Mules 2.0 are continuations on that? Absolutely. But it's an interesting doc with pretty decent actors that do this B-roll footage to make fun of the situation of what each organization is doing. And I actually enjoyed that aspect of it. Like, it's something very different because, yes, we have interviews with Donald Trump, President Trump, Lara Trump, and his lawyer. And yes, you could say some of the questions he was asking to these interviewees were kind of force-fed and also answers that he wanted to say. Guilty. It's one of those things where I'm going to be honest with everything I say. And yeah, some of it's like, okay, come on now. But when it was these actors, like acting there in the DNC, the RNC, the DOJ, the media, and like tech billionaires, I actually laughed. It was like, that shit is funny. Like, it's actually pretty good. Hint, hint. Segments, skits, humorous writing. Okay, that's where I'm, playing in. But anyway, positives. People need to realize that in the 90s and 80s, Oprah, Hollywood, every rapper in their mothers were on Trump's freaking side. Without Trump, New York would have gone bankrupt. People need to realize that. And like, people keep going like, oh, the paper, the 5 men that he said needs to be put to death. Did they know? Because people are saying, oh, he must hate black people because of that. There was nothing about race in the paper. They said they were guilty. He basically said they raped someone, they should be put to death. Nothing in the paper talks about race. And that's the thing that people need to look at. They don't. Russiagate. Lies. And did you know the Clintons paid for the dossier under FEC violation? They actually hid it and only got an $8,000 fine. But Trump does it for the sex tape or whatever. It's a $130,000 fine and 31 counts of being guilty. That's why people don't have faith in the justice system when you have that. When you have Jack Smith with the DC one that's going down in flames with the dossier or the documents, because you know what, Biden did the same thing, and Biden's like, they're like, oh, because he's an old man. It's like, oh, double tier justice system. Oh, the Atlanta. Oh, Fannie Willis's lover is now gone in the wind, and he's like, O.J. Simpson's trying to run away from the law, can't subpoena him. It's like really, this is Democrats. That's all they got. That's the best they got. That's the best they could give us. But I do think that when it comes to that part of the movie, it's interesting because it does give a side of Trump, his old interviews, what he's been through, like just the shenanigans of the media calling him a fascist, dictator, Nazi, fascist, dictator, Nazi, and people wonder like, and then they have the gall to be like, they need to calm down the rhetoric. It's like, bro, since 20 2015, you've been calling his supporters and him fascists, dictators, a threat to democracy, Nazis. Like, what the fuck? Look in the mirror. It's like, that's why I hate the double standards. I truly hate the double standards. Is it that hard to maybe be like, are we the baddies? Is Hollywood the baddies? Like, people need to realize that people are like, oh, Biden, he dropped out so just manly. Bitch, really? Aaron Sorkin basically said, put Mitt Romney up. There was an article the day of him dropping out saying he needs to leave because they are losing funds. DNC lost Netflix execs, George Clooney, a bunch of Hollywood people that refused to donate to the DNC unless Biden dropped out because that debate performance was abysmal. So when people are saying, oh, he did it for his free will, nah, motherfucker, they did it because they booted him. And it makes you wonder, the White House has been gaslighting us. Jean-Pierre, the non-binary gay black lady who tells you what to do. It's just like, well, the reason why'd you say it like that, Chase? Because she wants you to know that's what she is. So it's one of those things where it's just like, she's been lying to us. She's a liar. Jenna Pugowski, the ginger with no soul, lying to us. Kamala Harris, lying to us. It's daunting. It's freaking daunting. And when you have leaders from the other foreign countries that are trying to like, here's your walker, and you're just like, it's sad. But can I blame Biden to a point where it's like Jill Biden is running meetings now? It's literally in the press, and no one questions this shit. And that's the other thing. CNN, MSNBC question this shit. Oh, MSNBC's not going to question it. God, they are part of the deep state. But, okay. My rant is over for that part of the movie. That part, like I said, it's fun. Yes, the interview questions were a little bit forceful. And, did you get a lot of information? No. I do wish it talked more about Trump in his past, about what he did during 9/11, what he did, to New York to really help it become what it is today. And it's just baffling where a snap of a finger, like how the media and everything changes to Trump being like this good guy, Trump being a bad guy. Kamala having a 20% disapproval rating, 60%. Like, no one questions this shit? And why is it that the Democrats are always about race? White dudes for Trump, black dudes for Trump, black women for Trump, or false, Harris. White dudes for Harris, because it's like, really? Segregation? Democrats are about segregation now. Cool. And he does like Lincoln. He is a huge Lincoln lover because he also did a doc about Trump and Lincoln, I want to say 2016, 2018. And he does go into the realm of JFK, Bobby Kennedy, Reagan, Abraham Lincoln, where Trump is in that sector. And it feels like people just randomly forgot about Trump to assassination attempts. You have that, that retired Lieutenant Colonel McGuffin motherfucker who basically, he's a whistleblower, and his wife's like, oh, he didn't get shot. It's like, really? And then they finally go, oh, political violence is bad. Bitch, you don't care. It's like, oh my God. Like, the lying, the gaslighting is so bad. Anyway, so I like that part of the movie. The last 20 minutes, though, turn into a 2000 Mules 2.0 about, ballot harvesting and what people could do, which is very interesting of how it's simple to just buy one of the ballot boxes online, to buy the stationery online, to buy the letterheads online, and to have those type of things just like that at your doorstep. And how I think it was in either Minnesota or Wisconsin where I could vouch for 8 people that don't have IDs. So if I live in Venezuela, I have 8 Venezuelan cousins, I could vouch for them even though they don't have IDs or citizens. And people say people can't vote in federal elections. Like, people are just gaslighting you. It's baffling that even Mike Johnson won't put the SAFE Act in. Fucking do it. Put the SAFE Act in. Because I'm tired of money going to Ukraine, and we have flooding in North Carolina, and that when that's happening, the White House puts out a thing basically saying, oh, we're sending more stuff to Ukraine. I guess fuck the Americans, right? Anyway, Vindicating Trump, you know if you're going to watch it or not. Did I really talk about the doc? Sure, about, bits and pieces here and there. But like I said, did I enjoy myself for the hour and 40 minutes? I kind of did. Because when it was this guy that worked for the DNC kind of staring at the camera doing these jokes, I was busting out laughing. Yes, some of the interview questions, very softball. Guilty. Yes, was the last 20 minutes a kind of a different movie with, yes, you're still talking about Trump, but talking about a completely different topic? Sure. But that really isn't about vindicating Trump. But like I said, you know you're going to watch this. You know you're not. And you know, like, Letterboxd folks are going to bash this movie without ever watching it. So Vindicating Trump will receive a 3.5 out of 5 Futons. It goes at 70%. Let's see what the Critics News scores gave this one. Audience score 97%, of course, over 100 of them. There's 3 critics, all 3 positive, a 2.5 out of 4, a 75%, and just someone from the New York City movie guru, basically well edited and provocative, but it is unsurprising. But yeah, it actually is well edited, and it's interesting about the different assassinations they talk about with political, line about P tapes in Russia, line about all this shit. And it's like one of the good quotes in this movie was basically like, look at the kids. Look how their kids are raised. Like Eric Trump and Donald Trump or Don Jr. All right, let's look at the other kids. Hunter Biden. Let's look at the Obama kids. Let's look at Kamala Harris's kid. I mean, 170, 97, right? Chase, like here, the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know things Futontopia. You Futon, take watch. Have a great day. I don't care what to take tomorrow, week from now, month, or a year from now. I'll love every single freaking one of you. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some crazy ass comments down below.